NYIT is a community service of the New York Institute of Technology.
Covering the news of Nassau and Suffolk Counties, Long Island News Tonight with Ken Eckhart, Carol Peck, and the award-winning LI News team.
Good evening. I'm Ken Eckhart, and here's what's happening. Nassau County Police today released some remarkably clear video of a suspect wanted in the robbery of the Bank of America on Hempstead Turnpike in Levittown. The suspect reportedly entered the bank Wednesday morning and handed the teller a note demanding cash, then fled with an undetermined amount of money. Well, the video clearly shows the suspect handing the teller the note, then waiting until the money is handed over. At the time of the robbery, there were reportedly 5 employees and 2 customers in the bank, and police say no one was injured. Detectives ask anyone with information about the crime to contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-244-TIPS, and they say callers will remain anonymous. A Long Island middle school English teacher has been charged with sexually abusing a 12-year-old student. Police say 67-year-old Charles Williams is a teacher at J. Taylor Finley Middle School in Huntington. It's reported that last month, the victim says he took her into a classroom so she could make a phone call. Then he made inappropriate sexual contact. She told another teacher, who notified school administrators and Suffolk police. Williams was arrested by special victims detectives at his home in South Huntington yesterday afternoon. He's been charged with sexual abuse. A state appeals court has ruled against developer Donald Trump in the latest round of suits and countersuits surrounding what will eventually wind up being built at the site of the former Boardwalk restaurant at Jones Beach. Trump has proposed a catering hall and restaurant for the site. But as years go by, the site remains vacant, with the state rejecting some aspects of the design plan and Trump responding with multi-million-dollar lawsuits. This latest state appellate court decision overturns a lower court injunction that barred the state from collecting rent for the site from Trump while the case continued in court, and it prevented the state from declaring Trump in default for not opening the facility on time. Meanwhile, Trump says he's seriously considering thinking about a run for the presidency in 2012. Trump says he feels the country is no longer receiving the respect it used to get. And he says he's considering running as a Republican, independent, or on the Tea Party ticket against President Barack Obama. So we asked Long Islanders today how they would feel about Trump running for president.
I don't like the money buying the votes. That's what that is.
I don't know, being good at real estate doesn't really relate to being good at being a leader.
Well, Trump is the star of the reality TV show The Apprentice, and one Long Islander compared a Trump presidency to his television role, saying it just wouldn't work.
His own way. That's why he fires everybody else in his show and everything else. If it's not the way he wants it, you're gone. So how fast can you go through a cabinet and everybody else if you got a president that's going to keep firing everybody?
Trump says he won't make a decision about throwing his hat in the ring until after the current season of The Apprentice ends. But if history is any indication of how serious he is, he said he was going to run for president twice in the past and never did. Well, nothing symbolizes Valentine's Day better than a heart filled with chocolate. And it's estimated Americans spent $12 billion last year on Valentine chocolates. As Elsa Gillis reports, there are plenty of sweet choices available again this year, whether it comes in a heart-shaped box or not.
Gummy bears, candy hearts, caramels. They're all delicious, but most people would agree there's nothing quite like chocolate, especially on Valentine's Day. In fact, according to the National Confectioners Association, physicians in the 1800s prescribed chocolate to their broken-hearted patients, and it's believed legendary lover Casanova himself consumed chocolate to induce romance. Stores everywhere are preparing for the Valentine's Day rush. And this manager of Lazar's Chocolates in Greenvale says Valentine's Day is always the craziest day of the year.
The week before all the women come in, the day of the men come in.
In terms of variety, the options are endless. For those who don't want to spend much, small bags of chocolate and lollipops cost as little as $4.50. But to really impress your loved ones, assorted chocolate boxes, roses, and personalized chocolate confections are among the many alternatives customers have for the holiday. And the price for a 7-pound box of chocolates could set you back $265.
So what would you say is the most popular choice when someone comes in to get something for Valentine's Day?
Chocolate. Just any kind of chocolate.
Anything specific?
No, everybody has a different taste in their chocolate, and different variety. Some like with nuts, some like without nuts. So we have everything.
According to the Confectioners Association, more than 36 million heart-shaped boxes of chocolate will be sold for Valentine's Day. But whether it be in the form of a heart, a rose, or just a regular bar, for most there is no sweeter way to say I love you. In Greenvale, Elsa Gillis, LI News Tonight.
Well, as an update on Wall Street today, the Dow finished the day up just under 44 points. NASDAQ was up 19 points, and the S&P was up 7.25 points. NYIT's LI News Tonight continues after this.
See a screening of the film The Philadelphia Story at New York Institute of Technology's D. Seversky Center in Old Westbury on Wednesday, February 16th at 5:30 p.m. For more information, call 516-686-7567. Take a presidential tour down Main Street with the Northport Historical Society in Northport on Sunday, February 20th at 1:30 p.m. For more information, call 631-757-9859. Celebrate Darwin Day at the Ethical Humanist Society in Garden City on Sunday, February 20th at 11 a.m. For more information, call 516-741-7304 or take part in the annual Mardi Gras Gala at Planting Fields Arboretum State Historic Park in Oyster Bay on Sunday, February 20th from 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. For more information, call 631-321-3510. If you have an event you'd like included on the LI News Tonight community calendar, send it to linewstonight@nyit.edu.
In Melville, J.B. Buno, LI News Tonight.
In Bethpage, Stephen Katove, LI News Tonight.
At Belmont Park, Sophia Allen, LI News Tonight.
These are just a few of the people who have been reporting the news for LI News Tonight over the past year, and you could be one of them. Television news is an exciting and challenging career that could put you in the middle of what's happening and in touch with the people who are making the news. A career in television news journalism can offer you the opportunity to work as a reporter, camera person, or videotape editor, or any number of behind-the-scenes jobs, including producing or manning the assignment desk. And it's a career that can be yours by joining the LI News Tonight news team. Produced at studios on the campus of the New York Institute of Technology, LI News Tonight offers television news internships that can earn you college credits and the possibility of being on the air in just a few weeks. LI News Tonight has been the jumping-off point for many local and national news professionals, and you could be next. Call 516-686-7952 for more information on how to enroll for LI News Tonight, and let us put you on the air. Top world headlines today. Egypt's Hosni Mubarak has resigned as president, handing control to the military after 29 years in power. A day after announcing he would hand over most of his power to the vice president, Mubarak finally bowed to demands of protesters for his immediate departure amid escalating protests. Vice President Omar Suleiman made the announcement on national TV just after nightfall, setting off joyous celebrations in Cairo, where several 100,000 protesters were massed. Fireworks, car horns, and celebratory shots in the air are being heard around the city of 18 million. U.S. Vice President Joe Biden calls Egyptian Mubarak's resignation a pivotal moment in history. A spokesman for the military in southern Sudan says 2 days of fighting between the region's army and a rebel faction has killed almost 140 people, mostly civilians. Military officials said today that a former high-ranking army member who rebelled against the southern government following April elections broke a ceasefire by attacking 2 towns on Wednesday. 89 civilians died in the fighting on Wednesday and yesterday, along with 20 southern soldiers and police officers and 30 of the rebel troops. And park rangers in South Africa are cracking down on rhinoceros poaching. It's reported 9 alleged poachers have already been killed this year by rangers, and that's twice as many as in all of last year. And the sharp increase in the number of poacher deaths matches the rise in the number of killings by poachers of rhinos for their horns, which fetch top dollar in Asia, where they're prized for their medicinal powers. The rangers say they only fire on poachers in self-defense. Attorney Dominic Barbara is almost as famous as many of the high-profile clients he's represented, but the well-known Garden City lawyer is going to have to put his attorney business on hold for a while. Barbara has had his license suspended by the state Supreme Court for allegedly failing to properly bill a client and manage his staff. He's been suspended from practicing law for 18 months and won't be able to file for reinstatement until March of next year. The 64-year-old Barbara has represented famous clients, including Lindsay Lohan's father, Michael Lohan, the Long Island Lolita's Joey Buttafuoco, and recently the husband of Diane Schuler, who prosecutors say drove drunk and high on drugs the wrong way on the Taconic Parkway 2 years ago, causing an accident that killed 7 people. Well, New York University says former Governor David Paterson is joining its teaching staff. NYU says Paterson will guest lecture and take part in conferences and events at the school this semester. The school says Paterson will work to develop courses he'll teach during the next school year. Paterson, who's legally blind, was New York's first black governor. He says things are working out well now that he's left office. He says he wakes up in the morning and doesn't have to wonder what went wrong that's going to get blamed on him. Mayor Bloomberg says the proposed merger between the German and New York stock exchanges is a good deal for New York City. Bloomberg said today that the deal would let the city have a presence on 2 continents. The mayor says the London Exchange is the New York Stock Exchange's biggest competitor right now. He claims the merger would allow it to do much better than London. He said the merger would not result in job cuts because exchanges today employ few people on the trading floor. Bloomberg said a decision not to merge would leave New York isolated. President Obama wants to invest in the nation's high-speed rail system. So he's calling for a 6-year, $53 billion investment to use infrastructure spending to create jobs. The president set a goal in his State of the Union address of giving 80% of Americans access to high-speed rail within 25 years. If Congress approves Obama's budget, the initial rail spending would focus on developing or improving trains that travel up to 250 miles per hour and connecting existing rail lines to new projects. We had a mix of sun and clouds today. Today's high was only in the low 30s. Tonight, mostly clear skies with a low in the upper 20s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and a bit milder with a high in the upper 30s. Sunday, mostly cloudy and even milder with a high in the low 40s. And for Monday, partly cloudy with a high in the low 40s. Outlook for Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high in the upper 30s. And that's it for NYIT's LI News Tonight. I'm Ken Eckhart. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again on Monday. Have a good weekend.